It's Barbara. It is Wednesday, January 6th. Pretty sure. Got it wrong yesterday. Pretty sure. And good morning. Thank you for joining me for my coffee and your whatever, lunch, dinner, cocktail, coffee, tea. Oh, I need the coffee this morning. I don't know, my sleep schedule is all screwy. I was awake for a couple of hours in the middle of the night. Now it's late. I don't want to get out of bed. I don't think it would be better if my bed wasn't so cozy. I mean, I think it needs to be cozy for me to sleep. But it makes it hard to get up. Oh, the girls are down here with me. Dennis had trouble sleeping also, so he's still in bed. So the girls are down with me, but they're outside at the moment. I'm sure they'll be thundering in shortly, and you'll get to see them. Oh, I forgot to bring my sweater. I finished the sleeve. I'll go get a stick for me today. Or yesterday. So I'm very happy with my sweater. Hey, Pup. Oops, dropped my needle. Hold on, let me get it. That's my cuff needle. Did you want to say hi? No? She's saying hi. There she is. Maisie's still outside. But I am really chuffed, as they say on British television. There's the body and there's the sleeve. So I'm going to have a little bit of the mohair left over. Those are the decreases. That's where I decreased because I wanted my sleeves to match. I decreased 2 stitches in each of those spots. So I decreased 20 stitches. Her sleeve doesn't have any decreases. It's a 3/4 length sleeve, but it doesn't have decreases. And it just goes into a cuff that you do a 2x2 rib with a smaller needle. And it's a pretty, it's a pretty roomy sleeve. I didn't want it just like a balloon sleeve because the sweater body is has a little bit of negative ease. I mean, it's not too small for me, but it's not baggy. And it just seemed weird to have big sleeves on a slim body. So anyway, so I decreased. So here's my sleeve. And that's what it looks like next to my sweater. So I'm really loving it. And I started on the second sleeve. I'm just perking right along. I did the same color as the first color of the sleeve on both sides. And after that, all bets are off. Hey you, good morning. No, good girl. You're chilly. Here's my other girl. You gonna say hi? You gonna say hi? You gonna show your face? Hey you. Hey you. Give me your face, you goofball. There you are. Yeah, she didn't get a cuddle this morning. I made her get up. She also is a lazy bones. So as I was moving through the colors on my first sleeve, I just put the leftovers in a bag. So these are all the colors that I used or I used a color similar to it in the first sleeve, but I used up that other color, and so that I have. So this is what I'm choosing from to make this next sleeve. No, puppy. No, off, off, off. Good girl. You want some cuddles, huh? I'm talking. You don't even care, do you? Those little balls, all the yarn gets all tangled up. Yeah. Hey you, what's in your ear? What's in your ear? Okay. Yeah, I know. It's hard being a puppy. A sleepyhead puppy. I made her get up. She's so cute, you know. She lays there and then she rubs her eye with her paw. You know how we pet owners are. You want to hear about my pet. Anyway, so this is the array of yarns that I used, or the colors that I used in the first sleeve. And so they're all set to go as I'm picking colors for my second sleeve. Right now I'm doing this, which is the Peppermint. Candy Cane Lane was the first advent color of the Crafty Toads. I need more coffee. The thing with this gray is it really, there are two different colors here, but they look very, very similar. But the yarns before, in fact, these three all look similar because they had light backgrounds and the gray, so they look gray. I mean, you can look closely and see that their other colors are slightly different, but, and then here in the, oh, it looks much different here. When I was knitting this, when I look at it, it doesn't look, these two don't look that different either, but they do on camera, so I think it'll be okay. So it looks like I got a couple of gray stripes in my sleeve. So, whatever. I think it worked great. I'm very excited about it. I made it long. I made the sleeve long. And this is going to be a really cozy sweater. And I'm in my third color on my second sleeve. We're going to go see Aura tonight. Actually, we're going tomorrow night too. Dennis's uncle and aunt are coming to visit her, and Dennis is making dinner. And we will go over to see them. They've had COVID tests in preparation for the visit, which is good. His uncle is high risk for COVID, you know. He's got issues that he has to worry about too, so, but so we'll be seeing her. I've got a message moving. We'll be seeing her 2 nights in a row, but I said, do you still want us to, I talked to her this morning, do you still want us to come tonight if we're coming tomorrow, because we're bringing dinner tomorrow. She said, yes, please. I'm like, okay, we can come. So we're coming tonight. At the moment, she's looking for her cat. Her cat is somewhere in the house, but not showing himself, and it's worrying her a little. So I told her to call us if she needed us to come help look. Sometimes you just need somebody with you while you look. Because that cat's been a very important member of that family for many years now. He was very important to Garland, and he's very important to Aura. So they kidnapped that cat. He was just, you know, wandering around, and they fed him. That's it. I'm like, you know, he runs off for hours at a time. I say, he's just going to visit his other family, the one you kidnapped him from. Anyway, I hope he shows himself soon. Doesn't upset her whole day looking for him. I told her open every door and every cupboard and just leave them open. She said, oh, I've been doing that. I have a few more I can open. She said he usually comes running when he hears me put food in his dish, but it didn't work this time, so I hope he's okay. I will let you know. We did not get snow last night, so we did not have our wine on the deck as it snowed. But it smelled like snow. It felt like snow. Those of you who live in snow country know what that smell is. So I thought we might get it, but nope. We just got the smell. It's 39 degrees, which is light teal in my bookshelf. So I am going to have a nice array of colors in my bookshelf. So that's good. I watched Christie's video yesterday about all the different embroidery stitches. See, I don't really know anything about embroidery, and that's the reason I decided to do the embroidery one, to learn embroidery. Well, she talked about a bunch of different kind of stitches that are fill stitches that you can use to fill in, you know. And so she's doing satin stitch because she wants to practice her satin stitch because she's done all these stitches. And she says she wants to practice her satin stitch. So she's doing all her books in satin stitch. So I did mine in satin stitch, you know. But, oh my gosh, there's so many other stitches. And they're cool looking too. So I'm going to do mine in all different kinds of stitches. So I think I'm going to find another embroidery hoop. I don't know if I have another one, or buy another embroidery hoop. And have a practice fabric. I don't think I'm going to use the other half of my fabric. That was pretty expensive and very fancy. But I can just use fabric. I have fabric. And practice these stitches and learn new stitches and have different stitches, because I was really interested in my books having a different look. You know, when you look at a library, a real library of books that people have bought because they want to read them and it's not, you know, fake, the books are all different. They have different textures and different colors and different sizes and whatever. So I'm planning on using different stitches, and I'm planning on decorating them a little bit. Leslie suggested if it snowed, I should put little snowflakes on my book, and so it'll be temperature and weather. And I thought, oh, that's kind of a good idea. You know, maybe just a little snowflake and then come up with a raindrop, you know, that would decorate, so that, you know, then you can look at it and say, oh, it rained that day. Why not? You know, and it'll make the books more interesting. I have some ideas about how that I wanted to do some things with the books to make them look a lot like books. There's Maisie Daisy running in, Pearl's coming in. I see her out the window. So anyway, I have an old embroidery project from 30 years ago. It's a set of napkins with poinsettias printed, outlines of poinsettias printed on them. So it was like going to be Christmas napkins to be embroidered. And, you know, I started embroidering it. I did a third of a flower. It's like a set of 6 or 8. I did a third of one of the flowers. But I might still have the embroidery hoop on that. And I know where that is, actually. But I might be using the embroidery hoop from that now. I might have already stolen that last year or 2 years ago. But I can always go to Michael's or Joann's and buy an embroidery hoop. So I think I need to practice my embroidery stitches. And she linked to tutorials on how to do all these stitches. The only one she said she probably wouldn't find a link for was the Bayou stitch, which she uses on her Bayou tapestry pieces. And she said she will be doing a video on that one. So that'll be good. But meanwhile, there are a lot of them. But some of you are embroiderers and know that, but I didn't know that. I mean, when I think of filling, I think of satin stitch. At least I think of that satin stitch. But it could be long and short. There's one that's long and short that looks a little like satin stitch. Only it's not. It's a different stitch. It's the same stitch, only different. You know what I mean. Anyway, so I'm excited about that. So I need to find another embroidery hoop and do a practice. She does have a very simple landscape that is kind of a sampler that uses a lot of different stitches. in her Etsy shop, but I think I'll just wing it. I think I'll wing it. Maybe I will put the first couple bookshelves on my practice fabric or pieces of the bookshelf and practice on the books themselves. That might work. We'll see. We'll see what I do. I might just, have a blank piece of fabric and whatever. Anyway, I need to do that because I want to learn different stitches. The whole point of doing the embroidery one was to learn embroidery. So I'm not going to do mine all satin stitch. I'm going to use some of those other stitches she talked about. So that's it. All I did was knit on that sweater, as you can tell. I mean, I did a whole sleeve. I didn't do anything else. Listen to music with Dennis and knit. And then I was listening to some more Agatha Christie short stories on YouTube. It's really interesting. The David Suchet Poirot mysteries that were on the BBC and PBS, I have the box set of all of those. I love those shows, and I bought and I watched them. I've seen them all many times. I really like them. But I haven't read a lot of Agatha Christie, and it's really interesting to read Agatha Christie and the differences. If you loved the books by Agatha Christie, I don't know if you'd be happy with the TV show because, boy, they changed things like crazy. I listened to a short story and, a locked room mystery kind of a thing where, was it a murder? Was it suicide? And, that same situation was in Murder in the Mews in the Poirot shows, which is like the second show of the first season of Poirot. And, but, they used that one little idea of somebody who cared for the dead person feeling like someone else had driven them to suicide, and so they changed the scene so that it looked like a faked suicide instead of a real suicide, if you know what I mean? So that somebody would be accused of murder. But everything else was completely different. The characters, the situation, the whole thing, everything was different. So I think if you read Agatha Christie and loved her books and her situations and her stories, you might not be that happy with the renditions of Poirot that the BBC did. BBC and PBS and ITV and I forget, ITV did quite a few of them. Anyway, I love the shows, and but as I'm listening to the stories, I realize they have just taken the nugget from these stories and completely changed them. Appointment with Death was one that was completely, like the tiniest little nugget was taken, and the dramatization, the David Suchet version. Oh my gosh, whoever wrote that had a weirdo imagination and, maybe a little crazy. But what they did with that is completely, just like you could barely recognize it. And the one and interestingly, the book takes place in Petra. I'd been there. And that was cool to read the book and realize it took place in Petra, but it doesn't take place in Petra in this show. Anyway, so I listened to Poirot's and sat there and thought, oh, good thing I wasn't in love with the actual Agatha Christie stories, or I might be sad about Poirot, and I'm not. I love my shows. Those are one of my, you know, my shows videos I put on when I'm cocooning and I don't want any new input, you know. Hey, Maisie Daisy, you're a cuddly girl today. I got a cuddly girl here. So that's what I did yesterday, and today we will be going over to visit Ora after dinner. Take the girls. She loves to have the girls come over. She has peanut butter jars for them, and then she just refills the bottoms with peanut butter so that they have something to occupy themselves while they're there. And so that's my plans for today. It was 39 degrees. Oh, I told you that. 39 yesterday. So we'll see what the temperature is today. I'm keeping notes so that when I go to do my actual bookshelf, I know what colors to use. So that is that. Right, pup? So it's late. This will be up late. Oh well. I'm retired. Right, pup? We're retired. You got retired very young. I hope you are well. Please, please take good care of yourselves. This new strain of corona is really scary. And I know the UK is in like big lockdown now, and I don't know what's going to happen around here. I think there's no will in our government or our people to lock down, so I don't know how that's going to work, but we're locked down. Right, girls? We're locked down. We take a very wide berth around anybody walking in the park. You don't get to interact with any other dogs, do you? I know. It's hard to socialize your dog during COVID when they're not allowed to talk and play with other dogs. So we're being very careful, although, you know, Russ and Pat are coming tomorrow, but they did get tested. And they're being brave because we didn't get tested, but we are not in danger from them, so that's good. And it will be very good to see them. They're lovely, lovely people. Lovely, lovely people. We haven't seen them in a year. Probably close to a year. Well, we've been doing this for, what is this, 285? I think my first CoronaVlog was on March 20th. That'll be our anniversary. It won't be 365 because I had a few days where I didn't actually vlog. But we are coming up. So take good care of yourselves. Please, please, please. Please be careful. And I will talk to you tomorrow. So stay safe.